Greetings everyone. Welcome to GBS Artisan Body Care. I am Asia, and today is the first of my type 2 diabetes check-in. And so what that means is my appointments are currently every 6 months based on how I'm able to manage my diabetes through my diet. My doctor only needs to see me twice a year, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so the videos that will follow, I'm going to talk about many different topics, but today I'm going to talk about symptoms of type 2 diabetes. I'm going to tell you exactly what my symptoms were prior to being diagnosed, and I'm going to also talk about just the importance of finding the best possible doctor you can to help you understand and manage your type 2 diabetes. Common symptoms of diabetes are frequent urination, feeling very thirsty, feeling very hungry or an increase in your appetite, extreme fatigue, blurry vision, slow healing cuts or bruises. Weight loss, although you may be eating more frequently, is a common symptom of type 1 diabetes. Tingling, pain, or numbness in the hands and or feet are common symptoms of type 2 diabetes. During the weeks leading up to my type 2 diabetes diagnosis, I did display the classic symptoms of type 2 diabetes, but I had no idea what it was, and I gave really clever excuses for why this was happening to me. So the first symptom that sticks out to me that I remember is frequent urination, and my excuse for that was, well, I drink a lot of water, so of course I would have to use the bathroom more often. And my excuse that I created for myself for drinking water more often was, well, I have to use the bathroom a lot, so of course I'm going to drink more water, and I actually like water, so those two things were not red flags for me. The other thing is blurred vision. I thought to myself, well, I am in front of the computer a lot, I read a lot, and I'm 40 years old, so maybe I just need to get some glasses. That's how I excused that away. With feeling hungry more often, I just thought, well, it's around the holiday time, and who doesn't like to eat a lot of food during the holidays? So that's how I excused that away. And I had no idea that these were symptoms of type 2 diabetes. So when I was diagnosed, I was like completely shocked, and as a result, I don't know, I don't want to say I got depressed, but I just was completely unhappy. And I did allow myself maybe like a day or two to just feel this like woe is me type of feeling. And I did as much research as I possibly could about type 2 diabetes, because I realized I knew nothing about type 1 or type 2 diabetes for that matter. And so what I realized within a very short period of time is that I definitely needed to not have processed sugar in my diet at all. I realized that I wanted to just create the best health for myself. I like to consider myself a type 2 diabetes expert with regard to my own body. And so that's my goal. My goal is to in some way empower, just one person if possible. Whatever whether you're type 2 diabetic, it doesn't matter what your medical condition or situation is. Even if you have a clean bill of health after every physical, which I hope you do, it's still important to just be empowered and learn what is best for your own body. So as a result of my type 2 diabetes diagnosis, I stopped eating all dairy products. I stopped eating meat, and I do not eat any processed foods. What that means is if it comes in a box, I probably won't eat it, with the exception of, I don't know, maybe like gluten-free or organic pancake mix or something like that. as you can tell from previous videos, I really do like pancakes. But that's what I decided to do for my health with regard to type 2 diabetes. If you decide to seek a second opinion or visit a specialist, this is not an insult to your current doctor. It is your right as a patient to seek the best possible medical care you can find. 2 days after having my year-end physical with my primary doctor, that is when I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. A type 2 diabetes diagnosis is obtained through a test called an A1C. It is the test that doctors use to determine if you're a diabetic. A normal A1C test result is 5.7 or below. So anything above 5.7 would indicate that you're diabetic. At the time of my diagnosis, my A1C test was 8.3. So as a result, I was immediately put on metformin, which is what's typically given to a type 2 diabetic. And it's an oral medication, and I was told to take 1,000 milligrams twice a day. And as a result, within less than a week, I was in the emergency room. I was having very bad headaches. I was having trouble breathing. I felt disoriented and just very out of it, very lethargic. And as a result of going to the ER doctor actually lowered my dosage to 500 milligrams twice a day. So I was being over-medicated for my type 2 diabetes. But what that taught me is, you know, I have so much respect for anyone in the medical profession, and because they're so much more knowledgeable about the body than I am. But what it taught me is to not be afraid to be my own best advocate. So as a result of that experience, I sought out to find an endocrinologist who's a doctor who specializes in diabetes and the thyroid actually as well. And so that's how I came to be treated by an endocrinologist, because my primary care doctor is awesome, but that was not the best person to treat me for type 2 diabetes. So I want to encourage you, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if you have a clean bill of health or whatever you may be experiencing, you have to be your best advocate, your best advocate. I mean, you know, I take the advice of my doctor, but I also do lots and lots of research. I pay attention to how my body responds to the foods that I eat, to the metformin that I'm still currently taking. And I gotta say, for me, my goal is to not have to take metformin at all. So that's also one of the reasons why I maintain a strict diet for myself. That's why I decided to adhere to a vegetarian diet. And as I learn and as I either progress or regress, I'm going to share those things with you, because there's some things that I've discovered that works best for me. There's others that don't work best for me. And recently I was reading some information where I may have to actually start adding salmon to my diet. Do I want to do that? Absolutely not. I prefer not to eat anything that ever had parents, to be perfectly honest with you. But, you know, that's something I may have to do in the coming months. And if so, that's something I'll share with you. I'll keep you updated on how I choose to maintain my health and all of the good, the bad, and the in-between. Also, one of the things that's recommended to keep my blood sugar at a healthy or normal range is exercise. Do I like to exercise? No, I don't. But I do it because I know that it's one of the things that allows me to stay healthy. So this past Monday, I had my most recent appointment with my endocrinologist. And I'm always nervous when I come in for my appointment, because the only thing I can think about is all of the things that I ate in the past 6 months that may have affected my most recent A1C test. By that I mean, because I'm not perfect, of course, none of us are. There are times where I will go out to dinner and I can't resist chocolate cake, or I'll go to a vegan bakery and I will convince myself that sure, you can have this, that, or the other because it's vegan. But the truth of the matter is the sugar is what I need to stay away from. So that's why when I go in to get my A1C results every few months, I get nervous that maybe I wasn't doing the best I possibly could to take care of myself. But Monday when I went in for my A1C test result, I'm currently 5.3, which is really good. And I know that that's a result of just me maintaining a certain level of discipline with my diet. I know that I could do absolutely a lot better, but for me, what I rationalize for myself is that, you know what, there's nothing that tastes as good as healthy feels. And I will get into so many different topics regarding type 2 diabetes in other videos, but I'm trying to stay on topic for this one with regard to just the symptoms and the importance of finding a specialist. But there are so many other things I would like to talk about that I will address in other videos. I don't want to get off topic, as I said. If there's something that you want to share, please leave your comments, or if you have any questions, if you have something that you're doing that you think would be helpful to other people, please share that in the comments as well. I will leave a link to my Facebook page where we can connect that way. I will also leave the link to the blog that I wrote describing my diagnosis and what followed. So this is the first of my diabetes type 2 check-in. I hope that this was helpful for you. I really cannot wait to hear any feedback you may have. Thank you so much for watching, and do your best to just maintain your health as best as you can. Thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic day. Bye. I'll see you soon.